Alright, so here I am. This is my second COVID solo trip. I'm at the DNR landing in Hayward on the Namekagon River. My plan is to paddle the Namekagon from here down to Riverside landing on the St. Croix. So that's about a 70-mile trip. But on the way up here, I made a slight change in plans. I'm actually breaking it into two shorter trips. So I left my scooter in Trigo. So I'm going to paddle down to Trigo, probably get there Tuesday sometime, and then run another shuttle, and then take it, run a shuttle from there down to, or from Highway K down to Riverside landing on the St. Croix. So what that means is I get to avoid the Trigo flowage, which is really just kind of wall-to-wall cabins anyhow, and flat water, so not very interesting paddling. So just shoving off on the Namekagon at Hayward. There's going to be a few cabins for this first mile or so, because the river kind of runs parallel with Highway 27. But after that, I get I veer away from Highway 27, but I'm going to be hearing traffic noise off and on from Highway 63 for the next couple days, but it should be a nice stretch of river nonetheless. There's one of the initial easy rapids on the Namekagon. This riffles to class 1. I'm at the group site at mile 63. It doesn't look at all promising from the river, but once you walk up into the woods, it's really nice. Big pine trees to sling the bug barn from, a picnic table, good tent sites, so I'll stay here and hope no groups come down. Given it's a Sunday night, I think it's unlikely that anybody be coming down this late on a Sunday. So keep my fingers crossed. So it's the morning of day 2 on the 2020 Namekagon River expedition. Good line of thunderstorms rolled through about 6 o'clock this morning, which was fine. I just stayed in bed an hour extra, and now it's actually, it's definitely overcast. I'm supposed to get windy today, but hopefully I can put on a few miles here. The peace and quiet of the North Woods. Approaching the group campsite at mile 41.8. Since I started at mile 63, that means I went 21.2 miles. Took me 6 hours and 20 minutes to get here. Just a little ways above the Earl Town Park. But this is going to be home for the night. The trip today, it's mostly good current. It's 10 to 15 mile an hour winds for much of the day. Thankfully they were mostly helpful or neutral, except for the last 2 miles, and they were in their face. But I've had enough. Time to stop. Well, it's 10 after 7 on day 3. Just pushing off. I guess early start is what I get when I go to bed at like 7:30 at night. Anyhow, only a 4.5 mile paddle down to Trigo to get the car, then I run another shuttle, up to Hayward to get the truck. Shuttle County K, put in there, drop out the gear, and then head to Riverside landing and leave the truck there and scooter back to County K. Okay, here I am launching from the County K landing. It's about 4 hours of mucking around with shuttles, driving. Time to soak the shirt. It's in the upper 80s and sunny, so it's very hot. Gotta cool down. Goodbye, Site 24.3. You served me well. It was, boy, it's best I've slept in a long time. So you could fit 3 or 4 tents in here. Hang a bug barn if needed. A few mosquitoes this morning, but not too bad. Good view of the river. Alright, we are at Namekagon Bridge on Namekagon. Mile 11.2. Stop here and grab a bite to eat. Time to see how this boat fares. Here's the confluence with the St. Croix, mighty St. Croix. It's downstream from here to the Mississippi and St. Louis and New Orleans. Here we come. For me, it's just about 6 miles down to Riverside Landing, and that'll do it. I'll probably find a campsite before that. Spend one more night. Alright, I think this might be a rapids on the St. Croix. Up a big island. Correct about that. There's a campsite partway down, so I might have to leap out to get to it. Hopefully it's a nice one. Well, it's about a 27.5 mile paddle today. It took about 7 hours and 45 minutes to get here. That was including 3 snack stops and some dawdling to fish a little bit. Remarkably, I still feel reasonably good, and it's only, well, it's not even quite 2:30, so I could have made it all the way to the car, but I'm home tonight. But you know, I'd rather do the drive in the morning when I'm nice and fresh. So this will be a good spot. Might try my hand at fishing, do some swimming, cool off. Good day. Well, tonight I'm having the other half of the box of Near East pearled couscous with some dehydrated veggies and TVP. Well, I can't say I did all that great a job with the pearled couscous. Did a couple things wrong, I think. First of all, I pre-soaked them just so I wouldn't have to boil them so long, and also I added too much water. So basically I have a big bowl of mush. There's not like distinct pearls of couscous anymore, and it's really soupy. So as my friend Bill would say, you know, when he makes something that's like really soupy, he says like, oh, this is good. I don't think we drank enough today. We're probably pretty dehydrated. But I should also mention that when he doesn't add enough water and he's got like this chunk of cement, he says, oh, this is good. You know, this will be a good hearty meal. It'll stick to our ribs. So in other words, whenever Bill cooks, you know, it's always perfect. Well, despite it looking like a bowl of indistinct glutinous mush, I'd say the couscous tasted good. So I'd definitely have it again. I think just next time I'd work on my preparation so I could work on the texture to make it somewhat more aesthetically pleasing. Just after 6:30 on day 5. Only have 2.5 miles to go to get to Riverside. Get this last bit of rapids on the St. Croix.